And just to make sure everyone understands this, I'm not saying, and the book doesn't say, truckers are the threat to American future because they're the revolutionaries with guns. That's not what it's saying. What it's saying is that this economic pressure will, in all likelihood, create a protest culture. That protest culture can, under the best of circumstances, metastasize and create other social ripples that government may not be responsive to. Governments that are not responsive to social ripples tend to create larger social ripples. Other things can happen. We're not saying that armed truckers are going to storm the gates of every state capital and ruin America. That's not the point. The point is economic stressors can create instability that is unpredictable.
Yes, maybe most people don't know this, but 8 cabbies killed themselves in New York over the last 1 to 2 years, and one of them killed himself at City Hall as a protest to the fact he couldn't make a living anymore. So we're already seeing self-destruction at unprecedented levels in our society. Suicides have overtaken vehicle deaths for the first time in history. 8 Americans are dying of drug overdoses every hour. Our life expectancy has declined for the last 3 years, first time in a century, because of these deaths of despair. And we have mental health problems, anxiety and depression, at also historic levels. So right now, it's turning into self-destruction for these cab drivers and like other parts of the population. But that self-destruction will eventually become externally oriented over time. And again, you're looking at a population of several million.
And getting back to guaranteed universal income, I'm not for it or against it, but I want to talk about it. And the idea is that this guaranteed universal income is a cushion against some of these stresses and the difficulties, or as those in the medical profession might describe them as pathologies.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you look at what happens when you put $1,000 a month into people's hands. So right now, 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 57% can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. You put even $1,000 a month into people's hands, and what you see by the numbers is better children's health, nutrition, higher graduation rates, better mental health, lower domestic violence,
and as I've heard you point out,
visits.
You are helping those women who are not in the workforce, who are doing all sorts of this societally valuable but uncompensated labor.
Yeah, and I use my wife as an example, where my wife's at home with our 2 young boys, one of whom is autistic, and her work is valued at 0 by the market and 0 by GDP, and it's exactly the sort of work we need more of in our society. Most of it's done by women, and it's going to be the work that we need to push more resources to as artificial intelligence and software and robots take over a lot of the jobs we've done in other times.
That's the voice of Andrew Yang. I'm Major Garrett. We're at Radiator enjoying breakfast. Back for another segment in just a second.